All right, thank you. Until today, Rwanda National Primus League, there are different teams that is playing in a certain way. Some of them it is difficult to play according to the situations that we have in the country, and it is all about COVID consequences, because the sources of the teams are different. Most of them get some sources from the fans, others from other institutions like districts or the owners, but they're trying to compete, they're trying to make people see how the competition is going. At least the people can see the strong competition. We're not seeing one team that is playing or like we used to see or watch them. Team used to play and people, we knew that at the end of the tournament or the end of the competition, APR will lift a trophy, but in this competition we cannot say that. Only 12 days they've just played, but you can see Kivu Sport is also heading, is on first place, and Apple is the second place. But the difference is that even if Kivu Sport is heading it, APL have 2 games remaining they can play. They are now played at least 10 games in this league. They remain with 2 games just to equalize with other teams. So now they are on second place with only 1 point as a difference. So you could ask yourself, while they will play those 2 games, they are ready to play, and no problem, they can also win those games. They will put at least 5 points of a difference. But for us who are watching games, for us who are there seeing our players and how the teams are playing, we can see some changes, because in different years, in last years ago, we used to see Piara, let me say, competing for itself. No teams were ready to compete with them, but until today we can see Kivu Sport with the good players. They had, they brought different players, international players like Emmanuel Okwi, the one who is a big name in East Africa. He used to play for Simba. He's a Uganda national team captain, so he's a big name. When you're going to play with Kivu Sport, you could ask yourself how you're going to defend him. He's a good striker until today, and they have another good midfielder. Even today I can say that he should be MVP of the tournament, Abedi Bigirimana, international Burundian midfielder. The guy, when you see him in the pitch, he has a different skills. He's a guy who is very talented for passing, for scoring, attacking game, defending game. He can help you. So they make a difference. I think it is also a time to thank board of Kivu Sport today. Those guys who have Kivu Sport today, they make an effort just to make their team being more strong, their team to compete with others. Even there's also another example. Since they became to read Kivu Sport, no one game they've played with the Rwandan Sport and lose it. The big thing Rwandan Sport did is to draw, but other games Kivu Sport won them. So they make an effort in this competition, even to make their fans being proud of them. So that is one thing I can see in this competition. There are also other teams that have improved. Not only Kivu Sport, as I mentioned mostly, but also AS Kigali. AS Kigali, it's been also like 2 or 3 years seeing them improving in different ways, improving in buying new and good players, those who can help you to play national or international games, even if on international level they are not reaching on where we want them to reach according to the players they have. We can be there seeing them and think where they can reach according to the level of players they have. But I think when they are correct about coaching problems, when they solve it, they're having a good coaching staff, I'm sure they can compete in this league, because at the starting of the league we were saying they're one of the favorites who can win the league, but according to today only 12 games are played. Most of people are not seeing AS Kigali being a good competitor of lifting a trophy in this league. So it was not a problem of the players they have, because they are good players. When you see 11 players around the pitch, they're all big names. But they need to get a difference in coaching, to get those few details to solve their problems in coaching, because they have good players. When you see the big names down there, you can see SGL as the first or second team to have big names in the country, either Rwandans or international players they have today. So it is a good thing that we have them in this competition. You can see when you're going to the game there at the stadium, you cannot bet for any team to win. You stay there, watch a game, enjoy it, and at the end of the game, you see one of those two teams won in the way you didn't think. Yeah, so that is how it is, according to how the competition is. And we used to say that either between APR, Kiyovu Sport, AS Kigali, one of them will lift a trophy. But according to what we've seen in these last 12 games, between APR and Kiyovu Sport, one of them will lift a trophy, I can assure you that. But the team that can give more chances to lift it is APR because of two points. The first one, as I mentioned before, APR, they have 2 remaining games they need to play, and you can see them winning those games. The only 1 point as a difference between APR on second place and Kiyovu Sport on first place. So imagine you realizing them winning those 2 games to correct those 6 points, and put 5 points as a difference between the first place team and second place team. So that is the first point. And the second point, you see, when you see a team used to lift the trophies, they had some experience of how they can also lift other trophies. So those experience they have, they use it. They use it to know how they can manage every single game to win it. Those are the difference they can have with the Kiyovu Sport, even if until today Kiyovu Sport have good squad, big players, big name players, but the experience of lifting Rwanda National League, you can see APR doing it well. So to challenge them, you need important things you can do. You need, first of all, you need a time, not only to build your team in first year and go and challenge them. I'm sure you cannot do it. At least you need to have 2 or 3 years to challenge them. While you're going to challenge them, you need to be sure that no empty place where people can use to challenge you. First of all, you need to have a good squad at least 2 years or 3 years. Those teams that have good squad in first year and the second year, most of them leave the club. Keep them at least in 2 years, and then in the third year, you wait for them to lift a trophy, just to challenge APR in this competition, because it is a big name. It is a strong team, either from their coaching staff, from their administration, reach to the players. They are a good team. Those players used to play together for a long time. So until today, can give a chance to APR to lift a trophy even in this league. Thank you.